Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Zach and Kiana here today to talk about our Tank 300. We're doing a 2-year review. We have had this baby for just over 2 years now, so we're going to talk about the things we like about it, the things we don't, how we've gone with warranties, general wear and tear, things like that. So if you're thinking about buying a tank, you're interested in tanks, then definitely stick around.
So first, a little bit of history on the tank and why we went with the tank. So we first saw it all the way back in 2020 on a YouTube video when we were in COVID lockdown. So did a bit of research on it after watching the video. It was like a tank versus a Jeep going up some cliff face thing. It was pretty cool. It started messaging Great Wall on when they would arrive. Fast forward till December 22, and then we finally got the message and confirmation that they were coming to Australia. And we basically put our order in straight away. I think we were pretty well the first order in Australia for the Tank 300. I always wanted the orange one, but funnily enough, Kiana originally wanted it grey, and grey is what we had on order. So when the Tank 300 came to Australia, it was only the hybrid that was announced. So the original order was for a hybrid in grey. Fast forward to the end of June, we picked this up, funnily enough, on my birthday. And we'd seen the orange in person and changed the order completely to the orange. The hybrids were still a few months delayed after that again. So we're very, very happy with the petrol because it meant we got to start enjoying it sooner.
So we use the tank as our general everyday car, driving around town, traffic, that sort of thing. And we also use it as our adventure getaway car. So we've done quite a few trips, a lot of camping and four-wheel driving around WA. We've pretty well tested it out on any terrain you can imagine. We've done soft sand, mud, rock, red dust, gravel. It does really well on everything, and it's really great to have a vehicle that we can use for such a big range of things.
So one of the very big questions we get asked about the tank all the time is all the different modifications we've done to it. So from the ground up, we've done the 2-inch Sandcat suspension lift, and we've got a set of airbag mount air helpers in the rear just to help lift it up, because in the back of the car, we've got a full custom drawer set up with a stand-up fridge. And to power it all, we're running a Jackery solar generator, which has got our 240. It's got cigarette sockets, USB chargers, so we can run the fridge, keep all of our camera gear charged, as well as run the laptop and everything out on the road. Moving forward, we've got the full set of super fit seat covers to protect the car from the inside, especially now again that we've got another dog. We've got the ARB bull bar at the front with the full suite of the Nacho lights. So we're running the Quattros up on the A-pillars, and we're also running the Supremes down front. They give us such amazing spread of light. It's crazy. And the fact that we can actually go in and change the light profile on the spotties to give us exactly what we need is phenomenal. Storage with the drawer system taking up most of the back is a little bit of an issue. So we've got the Tracklander full length roof rack on the top, and that just solves all those storage issues. And then that also then gives us our platform for our 270 awning and our shower tent, which we've got recently. So performance wise, it's also running a Sting throttle controller just to take some of that lag out of there and give us a bit more throttle response, as well as a full exhaust system as well for a bit of extra noise.
We modded the tank for touring, not so much for towing. Once we're sort of loaded up with all our camping gear, us, the dogs, we are really sort of pushing the GWM limit. So every item that we take camping or that we've added to the car is just real necessity.
So we'll start by going over the stuff we love. So first and foremost, the price that the tank actually sits at. So brand new for the petrol Ultra, it was just over $50,000. And with that, you get GWM 777, which is 7 years unlimited kilometre warranty, 7-year cap price servicing, and 7 years roadside assist, which all of that is super good value for money. We're just over 60,000 Ks, and this thing has been so reliable, hasn't missed a beat yet.
Another thing we love about the tank is how comfortable it is. The interior is really lovely. It's so comfortable both on road and off road. Heated seats, all those sort of tech features just really put it above other cars at that price range. I love we call it the Jesus grab bar when we're forward driving and the passenger needs something to hold on to. There's just so many lots of little features about it that we really, really love. Another incredible feature are the front and rear diff lockers. We don't have a winch on this yet. We honestly, in our recovery, the most we've had to do is the max tracks and using the diff locks. They are so great. They honestly get us unstuck from anything. And since we go forward driving by ourselves quite a lot, it's such a peace of mind.
So some of the other really cool tech features that we love is the full suite of 360 degrees cameras. So this has your front cameras, side cameras, and your rear camera. The really cool thing about this is the way that the computer actually works in the car. You've got a full touchscreen that goes across basically from the driver's side almost all the way to the passenger side. And then off road, you can use the cameras to generate the image of what it would look like underneath your car. So that way you can actually get your wheel placement really spot on. Again, like you were saying before, we go away ourselves a lot, having that extra peace of mind or that extra spotter almost, as opposed to one of us being out the front of the car not being able to see what's under it, really makes a difference, especially when we are disappearing for a bit more of those remote four-wheel drive trips.
So now for some of the things that we don't really like about the tank. This is such a small nitpicky thing for me, but the cup holders in the front, they're very, very deep. And you can't fit two cups side by side very well, and it drives me crazy, especially because Zach always hogs the center console. So that's just one little thing. Another little thing is the Apple and Android CarPlay. It has it, which is great. However, it doesn't work wirelessly. So you've got all of the wireless charging pads and everything, but you still have to plug your phone in for the Android or Apple CarPlay, which is a little annoying.
Now, the things that I dislike about the tank is how low the factory GVM is. So we've done a lot of rail research on all the gear that we buy and everything to make sure we sit under it, but we are starting to really push on that limit. And unfortunately, some of the more remote trips where you need to load up with extra fuel, we just can't do because we would be over, which means planning our routes where we can stop and refuel the fuel tank and the one jerry can that we can take without going over. But we were planning on doing like trips like the Canning Stock route. In its current setup, we just can't do it legally. We'd have to overload it, which is a little bit frustrating. So fuel economy it's a square box, really. It's not the best. So we sit at about 12 litres per 100 on the open highway. Or if it's against like a headwind, we sometimes pop up between 13 or 14 per 100. So it's just not the most fuel efficient four-wheel drive. But a lot of the trips we've been on, that's not been a deal breaker for us.
So we put out on Instagram to our followers to ask us some questions about the tank. So now we're going to answer your questions. So what spare parts / damaged parts have you replaced either from misuse or wear and tear?
So we haven't actually replaced any except for the middle seat belt, which was done under warranty. Our cousin's tank, funnily enough, had the same thing where the middle seat belt wouldn't click in properly. But Great Wall was super good, replaced that in about 15 minutes after we brought it to their attention. None of the other parts mechanically or even any of the parts we've changed, like suspension or anything, have failed on us. And we do push it pretty hard, so yeah, I can't say any have failed, but that's just us. Like any car, everyone's cars are different. I know some of the guys over east have busted a CV here and there, and some other things that have happened. But we've been quite fortunate that we've not actually broken anything.
And I think we're quite lucky as well where we live. We do have a great dealership here. They get parts in no trouble at all. I think if we were going to be touring Australia or something like that, we would be a little more mindful that maybe getting parts might be a little more tricky than, say, with the Toyota. But yeah, we've been really, really happy, and we honestly haven't had to replace very much at all. Next question is, when are the 35s coming?
I want them next week. But no. So these tyres here we put on the same week we got the tank. So we got the tank and it wasn't even a week old, and we changed the suspension and the tyres. So these tyres have just clocked I think they're at 65,000 or almost that. So they are kind of on their way out. So they're starting to slip a little. They're probably definitely need to be replaced within the next 4 to 6 weeks, really. And we'll probably do 35s. I want 35s.
Sure. But it's a cost thing, really, and finding ones that we like and that will be suitable for what we use it for. Next question: what issues and faults are common with them?
Not so much issues or faults that we experience, so it's more just going with what people report on the forums. Some people have had issues with the CarPlay not working properly or the Android Auto. Um, but I can't comment to the fact if they're using the wrong cable, because a lot of those CarPlays are quite sensitive. They do want the higher data flow cables for them to work properly. So I can't really comment if it's that's playing up or if it's just playing silly buggers for the sake of it. So it's more just, I suppose, issues that new four-wheel drives as a whole experience. There's just computers going on and sometimes they don't like to talk to each other. Luckily, I mean, we keep saying it, we haven't had any of these issues, touch wood. And it's more just people experiencing them on forums. But the numbers are so few and far between, aren't they? There's not a lot of people that have experienced it. So
Yeah. We also find that GWM are very quick to kind of add the updates and everything. When we first got this, the lane assist was very aggressive. It would swing you back in. And I think there were a few complaints made about that. And I can't remember how long it was after we had it, not very long at all. And they updated the system, and it's been fine ever since.
yeah, I know they've actually done multiple updates on that lane assist system. So if you are thinking about buying one and you're watching the different reviews, just double check what date the reviews have been made, because some of them will harp on quite badly about the lane assist system. But those older reviews aren't using the newer software. So take that with a grain of salt and just give it a test drive and see how it actually plays for yourself.
Who's your favourite travel buddies?
Who asked that? Jared and Taylor?
Yep. Well, I guess we're going to have to say Jared and Taylor. We've done lots of really great trips together. I think our favourite trip we've done with them was probably camping on Reef Beach. Just a remote beach. It was so amazing. And we will forgive them that they have a Prado. It's okay.
Yeah. We need to recover some money.
Should I upgrade my hybrid Jolion to a hybrid Canon?
No. Should upgrade to the PHEV Canon. Go full electric. Be sick. I can't really comment on utes. I've had a wagon. Our first car was a wagon. Then we went to the dual cab ute. Personally, I'm not so fussed on the utes. I think if you're going for the four-wheel drive aspect, going from the Jolion to the four-wheel drive aspect of it, then yeah, awesome choice. If you're going for the fact that you were in a Jolion because you needed the fuel economy for it and the day-to-day around town, then the Canon FEV will do that great because then you can just charge it and run it on power. But then if you're going the ute because you need the storage in the back, that petrol motor will kick in and basically act when you need it to. So that way you've got all that power for when you are actually hauling all the stuff that you would haul in the back of a ute. Yeah, up to you. I would say yes.
I would also say yes, but it would depend on what you're using it for and what you're hoping to use it for. Yeah. Have you both always liked four-wheel driving? Good question.
I've always liked four-wheel driving. Driven old Suzukis and everything along Bremer when we were kids, and I've only owned four-wheel drives. Our first car was a Suzuki Vitara, like 5-door, so a little wagon. Then we had the BT50, which was a good ute. It was a good, I suppose, starter tourer for us. We had decked it all out with the drawer and the fridge and the battery and the water tank. And it's definitely nice just being able to throw everything in the back and not have to worry so much about how you pack it. But just the lack of comfort with having leaf springs in the back, I much prefer the comfort of the wagon. So, always had four-wheel drives, always loved four-wheel drives, will always have four-wheel drives. We'll probably have the Tank for a few years yet, unless Unless they come out with the Tank 700, in which case this is going away. We're saying goodbye, Tigger.
No.
Time for a 700. That's like dream car. But no, I've always loved four-wheel drives.
Me, not really until I started dating Zach did I ever really go four-wheel driving. It used to scare me. It's taken a lot of building up a lot of courage. And only really since we got Tigger, I suppose even just in the last year or so, have I sort of started gaining more and more confidence in terms of actually driving myself when we're four-wheel driving. It is, yeah, very different. I do prefer four-wheel driving myself. I think I like to be in control. Not that I don't trust Zach's driving, but yeah. So me, I don't really have a lot of experience with four-wheel driving, but I think that's something else that I love so much about the Tank is that it's sort of given me that confidence. All right, this says, what mods have you done? Are there any that you would recommend over another?
I definitely recommend over anything would be your suspension. Just stiffen it up. The factory suspension, it's obviously like any brand new car. It's designed so when you drive it off the showroom floor, it feels absolutely mint. But when you start loading them up to go away on trips or you're off road, or especially like if you do a lot of sand driving, it can be a bit soft. So going for a dedicated four-wheel drive suspension, like the Sandcat four-wheel drive suspension, would probably be mod number one, followed by the roof rack. Um, Funnily enough, that was actually one of the ones that took us a lot longer to do and to get on the car. But by the end, we really realised how much we missed having like the 270 awning and the extra storage. So I would say that do the suspension, then do the roof rack next. Yeah, so that way you can have all that extra storage, mount your awnings, mount all that like dirty gear like recovery boards, shovels that you don't really want to throw in the back of the car. Yeah, I'd say that is
Yeah.
probably it.
I think for me, the awning was a big one. I didn't realize how much we loved having one, especially when we went camping and that. Yeah, we didn't really function very well without it. Are there any other mods that you'd like to do?
35s.
35s.
35-inch tyres with the Icon Rebound Pro rims, I think, are where we're at. I like them because they've got like the inner bead locks. They're a legal bead lock, and I'm not going to do any tyres off the rims again.
Done that a couple of times, haven't we?
Yeah. Outside of that, next one really on the list is hard mounted air compressor, and purely just because to unpack the portable one every time is such a pain, and it always ends up buried down the bottom, even though we use it so much. The portable one weighs a lot, so by going to an onboard, we'll cut back a couple of kilos of weight. And have a lot of ease of use. So we're probably going to go the ARB brushless single onboard compressor. So stay tuned for that one. That one will be coming pretty soon, hopefully. And that'll just change the way that we pump up and move on quickly.
As we've talked a little bit about before, having a GVM upgrade would be amazing, but we don't know of anyone that makes one yet. So we're sort of just hanging out and waiting, trying to be patient.
Yeah, if you're in WA and you can do a GVM upgrade for us with our suspension, please reach out, let us know. Or if you know of anyone, let us know, because even an extra 100 kilos would mean we could do trips like the Canning Stock route. Means we'd be able to just go that little bit further without having to fuel up or plan a good outback trip without having to detour every few hundred kilometres for fuel, basically.
Yep. If you didn't have a tank, what would your dream four-wheel drive be?
It'd probably be a Jeep. I know we were talking about we didn't like Utes before, but I really, really like the Jeep Gladiator. It does have the one thing that I don't like about Utes gone. Its coils on the back, not leafs, so it is really comfy to drive. I'd probably say the Gladiator. But again, that has the same sort of issues. You got to plan it. There's no GVM upgrades. You can't load them up super heavy. So I like to pick cars that are a challenge to mod. Not so much in the sense that stuff's not available, but more in the sense that you have to be smart on how you actually modify it.
You love a boxy car.
Yeah, I love a
too.
box. What about yours? What would your four-wheel drive be?
I love the old Ford Broncos.
Oh, like an
Yeah,
old one.
old one. I love those, but I don't know how well I cope without having the electric windows and the heated seats and all that. Um, yeah, outside of a tank, I'm not really too sure. So of course we know that the Tank 300 might not be for everyone, but for us, we are. um, but for us, we are so incredibly happy with it. Would absolutely buy it again over and over. If you are thinking about buying one, go take one for a test drive, talk to someone who owns one, send us a message.
So thanks guys for watching. If you like that one, definitely give us a like and a subscribe. We'll be having many more adventures coming up soon. We'll see you out on the tracks. Getting nommed to death.
Wow.